Welcome to Cardano Over Coffee with your host Brian from Hero Pool, Jenny from the Blockchain, Epoch Pool, Blockjock, Darlington from Lido Nation, MIA, TCT, and the Always Chillin' Cook Time. We are joined by the Teiki Network, who are about to release their mainnet alpha version of a decentralized crowdfunding protocol for innovating on the Cardano blockchain. Then Jen from Yolo Solos joins us to talk about their survival gaming project that you can play both on mobile and desktop now. Remember, Rare Evo early bird tickets are on sale now, and you can use coupon code COC10 for a 10% discount at rareevo.io. Grab your coffee and let's talk Cardano.
The question is,
Lido, you're late for your meeting.
Oh, thanks, Hero.
Thanks, Lido.
You're welcome. Oh, man. So with that being said, since Lido's late to his meeting, that tells me that it's time to introduce our first guest, who has been here in the past, and I'm excited to have them back and hear a little bit of update. So welcome, emojis and all the happy fun stuff. I'm going to butcher the name again, Teiki Network.
Teiki.
Yeah, I know. I'm never going to get it right. I'm sorry.
Is it not Taki?
Hello?
Teiki? How do I say it?
Teiki.
I don't trust Hero.
Yeah, it's Teiki.
Not Takis. Takis is probably what you would like to eat, yes.
I do want some Takis. Ooh, you're speaking my language.
You got a Teiki, you see? There you go.
Welcome back. Please introduce who's behind the PFP for us.
Yes, sure. So my name is Hai, or Tori on Discord. So I am the co-founder of Teiki, and it's my pleasure to be back. Twitter keeps saying that I'm losing my connection.
Yeah.
You're dragging a bit, just a bit, yes.
Ooh, okay. So we are Teiki, a crowdfunding protocol on Cardano. So last time we was on the show, I think it was before the testnet launch. So it was about a month now. And after a month on the testnet, we are now aiming to launch mainnet alpha by this time next week. So very soon. And as a recap, so Teiki is a crowdfunding protocol, and where backers stake ADA smart contracts to generate rewards for the projects. And so essentially building on Cardano's liquid staking, which is very awesome. And why projects fully control the delegations of their backers stake ADA? They delegate the task to Teiki, to reduce friction. For instance, projects would not want to track which pool has the best APY, the best margin, and which one is saturated and is underperforming, and etc. And so Teiki, by default has the delegation of all these ADA, and we are, committed to stake all these ADA to single stake pools. And as we go live, next week, we'll start the delegation very soon. And we're very determined to push kind of decentralization through the process. So if you are a single stake pool operator or are supporting one, feel free to join our Discord, start the conversations and, join a program, so we can, co-grow kind of decentralization together. And we don't need KYC to use the Teiki protocol, I guess.
Yeah, sorry, I can't figure out how to use the mute button again. Can you tell us a little bit of what the Teiki? Damn it, I'm never going to get it right.
Imagine if you take it.
Yeah.
Teiki.
I'm not going to get it right, so
Teiki
we'll try all day.
it.
You can yell at me all day.
That's great too. Yeah.
Tell us what the protocol actually is, please, for those that weren't here the first time.
Yeah, so the protocol itself is pretty lean and simple. So basically, when a project, when a creator creates a project on Teiki, it essentially creates deploys or essentially just deposits ADA to a on-chain kind of script, with is the stake credentials, which backers can stake ADA at, to generate these native stake rewards for the back to the projects. And so so it's essentially ISPO but with smart contracts. So a problem with the ISPOs on the FISO or things like that is that it's trust based, and so you have to trust that these projects would actually drop something back to your users after staking and bringing them rewards. And we are trying to automate a lot of stuff with these smart contracts and make it trustless. And just so basically, if you see something nice, something that you want to support, then you just hop in there, delegate for a few epochs, help the projects generate some ADA rewards, and you're gone with some rewards. That's it. You don't have to wait for the ISPLs. You don't have to wait for the ISOs, and you have to even trust the projects who would draw stuff back to you, or they would do it correctly in the first place. And we also use a lot of AI in the off-chain world to automate things, to help creators generate content like summaries and your podcast, everything that help them communicate the project with the community. We also been experimenting with open AIs, different AIs, and that we fine tune to help creators build a chatbot to communicate with the project, with the backers, because we find that a lot of people they learn better through interactions or audios instead of so instead of going through a very long descriptions or pages after pages of white papers just to find something that they're interested in, they can now chat with a chat like ChatGPT to ask questions and get responsive response back and 24/7. And the AI is immortal. They don't get bored. They answer very consistently and very well. And the great thing is that a problem with ChatGPT is that it has to learn all the knowledge in the world, so it's easy for it to miss something and make things up. But for our use case, the scope is much smaller, so it just has to learn everything about a single project. So we see that the accuracy is very nice, and also like for a random project out there, they have to do some configurations to have this kind of chatbots. But for a project who is doing crowdfunding, they already have all the descriptions, all the campaigns, all the information they have that are automatically pumped into these chatbots. So the moment they create a project on Teiki, they automatically have a ChatGPT that is well fine-tuned to the project that can answer any question from the community in real time, just to serve the community and to raise awareness, you have, which is and awesome, I guess. And we have a demo for that very soon, and we actually have one for ourselves in our Discord server. I guess that's a pretty long answer, so I guess that's just it for the question.
Yeah. So I just kind of was glancing around the website there as you were talking. I see that there's several projects already listed on the site. I see one for Lucid, Milkomeda. There's a couple of others. Did those people go in and create it? And how would I know for sure that that project is the one that actually created that project? How do I know that John Smith down the street didn't come and create this Lucid one and is trying to raise money for Lucid?
Yeah, so that's a good one. So for the test net, we mainly create these projects, and only Helios is committed to go on the mainnet right for alpha. The others are interested, but the timing is not decided just yet. But yeah, so back to the questions is we are always, although we do not do KYC, it's still fairly easy to verify these projects. For example, like all these well-known projects that, especially the ones that are on the top page, are attracting a lot of delegation. We have the websites, we have the social media, so we can come to the creators and ask for confirmation. And especially in the early days when things are still small, the development team behind Teiki would do this hard work of making sure that there's always somebody is responsible behind these projects. And so when you create projects, you have to deposit some pledge, just like create a stake pool. around 500 ADA. And so if, we can find impersonations or any kind of violations, for example, like raising monies for bad, causes or political acts, then we're going to, we can block them from the UI. But if there's already stake, if there are already people supporting the project at the protocol layer, then we can open a proposal, to delist the project and to find the pledge. And so it's and we also do a lot of integrations from the indexer and AR and stuff to notify all kind of activities from project creations to any single update. So the moment we can verify something is odd, we can act very fast. And so is it actually costly to impersonate people on this network? Because you would be fined the pledge. It's actually way easier to impersonate people on the Cardano, the stake pool stuff. So yeah.
Plus, you can see where the
But what are
yield
these
goes
products?
to.
I'm sorry. I just want to jump in there for the products. The projects that are posted right now. Are those projects that you guys created to showcase?
These are testers. We are using our
test,
testnet.
right? Okay.
So there's a
got it.
lot of strange things, joke projects and whatnot. A lot of people trying to do edge cases to break it as much as possible before we get to mainnet alpha.
Yeah, because I was I'm looking at that Lucid, and I was just wondering where's that money going?
That's what made me think of it, Jenny, right? Because
yeah.
I with them, so obviously I would have heard about it. So I was like, well, what happens if when you're on mainnet this stuff starts happening? How do you protect the people who are trying to fund the actual projects?
Yeah, so as I said, we have a monitoring system in place to monitor actions, of all these projects, and we will verify its actions manually, even. And we see something as impersonation in that we cannot confirm with the actual creators that they are raising funds on Teiki, then we're going to delist them from the UI, and we can also, as I said, delist them at the protocol layer after a proposal. And with the pledge that we get back from them, we can split that among the early backers. And if we act fast enough, then the delegation needs roughly an epoch to take place. So if we act fast enough before every single snapshot, then no backers will be harmed.
Tell me what it's going to look like. So I'm interested in maybe helping fund somebody who's building on Cardano. What's that going to look like for me that wants to come in? They're on your network. What's that going to look like for me to come delegate or fund for these people?
So you only need to have a current wallet with some ADA, and then you just deposit the ADA into the smart contracts to start during stake rewards. So that is pretty simple.
Is there going to be information about these projects on your? Give me the whole overview of what I'm going to be able to find about, what's the whole process going to? I understand that it's simply a D-app connector. Everything's simple in Web3. Connect the wallet, hit a button. But is there going to be information? Are you going to be educating people on these projects that are coming to the platform? Or is it simply I come and create and put whatever I want on there? What are you doing to help the projects get funding?
Oh, yes. So we have a lot of information for each project. So for example, we have 5 main tabs on each project detail page. The campaign with the full description of the project, the roadmap and announcements, FAQs and activities. So activities are all on-chain activities that we can track on the blockchain. So this can be used to, for, backers to do due diligence and stuff. They can even export, CSV data and do analysis in a more hardcore way, I guess. And as I said, so all these information can be piped into an AI that, instantly enable a ChatGPT-like AI that can guide the backers through the project. And, so they can learn the project pretty quickly by interacting, asking questions that are relevant to them. And, the moment it clicks, they can just hit a few buttons to start backing. And if they at any moment in time that they feel uneasy or they need the money back for some other things, then they can just unback and is not locked, and only the signatures can can get back this staking. And so so also we have all the social links. So if they need any kind of more important confirmations, they can always find the creators on the social media.
Awesome. Epoch, did you have questions?
Yeah, I'd love to understand more about like the AI piece, right? Like I'm trying to understand, like, is this effectively a database of information that's going to help projects, or is the product really an AI assistant?
Yes. So at the beginning, we are starting with an AI assistant, which can answer any kind of questions related to a specific project. But as we grow, we can definitely scale it to a much more ambitious scope. So, for instance, at the moment, the AI is being adapted to all the information that the creators fits into it. So basically, every DEX on Cardano can say that it's the best one, and the first, and then the AI on each project will say that. But obviously, that is very subjective, and so we hope to be able to adapt a single AI to all the information on both Teiki or other sources to make more objective observations and information to the backers.
Any follow-up, Mr. Epoch Pool?
So, I mean, what I took from that response was that the AI is the kind of primary reason y'all built Teiki. Is that right?
Not necessarily. I think the primary reason was that we're seeing a very clear opportunity and also problem on Cardano. So we've been here for over since 2017, and for full-time development for over 2 years now through several projects. By market is a very big chain, obviously, but there are not many DApps and there are not many users. And it's extremely hard to build on Cardano, especially with the previous technical stack. Before the days of Helios and hopefully I can soon, it's just very difficult. And so, especially in when the bear market hit as well, many projects don't have the funds to build anymore. And so we see the opportunity to utilize this kind of liquid staking to build a protocol that helps the backers who want to keep pushing the kind of ecosystem with a lot of capital, and by give them and give builders the resource to do it. And it's great because it's liquid, right? So instead of committing a lot of funds and hope that the projects go well, and this is like a small chunk every 5 days for the project. And if the project fails to show progress, and the backers can leave anytime. And it's great because everything is bundled into this same page, I guess, website. And so a backer is only a few clicks away from moving stake from a project to another. So it's extremely competitive, right? So projects have to work very hard, show progress, and so offer perks to the backers to keep the maintain the delegation. And I think that is very healthy way for the whole ecosystem to co-grow. The AI part comes partly from our previous experience with AI, but we also like with the recent trend, right? So everyone uses Grammarly, Midjourney hit big, but it was like only 7 months ago, and everyone knew ChatGPT. It took over the word in a few days, and so this trend is there because AI can help users reduce a lot of friction in their life. They can do a lot of things better than human, in much less time. For example, like if a new project has to design a logo, if they do it manually or have to hire someone, it would take days to weeks with a lot of friction, a lot of back and forth, a lot of redo and stuff, which is very costly. But AI can generate a logo in like, a few minutes, or a banner, or summarize the description of being the chatbot that serves the community. And so it's So, and it's also clear that friction is a very critical thing that we have to solve, because if we look at the Catalyst, like it has a lot of resources, it has a lot of projects, but for some reason it's not moving very well because we feel like there's a lot of friction just to get something decided or done. And so we hope that by utilizing the AI, people can move a lot faster, and by delegating all these dirty work to the AI, the creators can focus solely on the expertise in driving the work, and you have more progress to show. Is nice, I guess. And so yeah, that was basically the reason why we built Teiki.
Awesome, thanks.
It's interesting. You look at projects like Aiken, Teiki. Look at that. Anyways, you look at those projects and the struggle that they've had to raise funds for this open source, and I think a protocol like this is very helpful. Now, as far as like the smart contracts, right? Have those been audited by anybody? Obviously, you're on testnet, so. However, I'm that guy that wants to know if there's an audit done.
Yeah,
or is it open source? One of the two.
Yeah, that is a very critical thing that we have to take very seriously. So the quick answer is that we are not audited yet, but it's for a good reason. Because it's, as I said, Cardano's technical stack is very unique, and it has its very own, low-level language and tooling. I'm quite confident to say that there is no qualified auditors in the space, even now for a few years. And I also spend a lot of resources doing Hachi, which is a security research on anti-pollution core, and doing formal analysis at the lowest level, the on-chain level with Twig, and it was very difficult. And if we look back in the history of everything, you could see that MinSwap and lately Liquid, they were all audited, but there were still critical problems on afterwards anyway. And so we feel like if the quality of the audit is not that great, and the chance of being exposed to problems is 50% if you do the audits or not, then I think is actually less misleading by saying that our protocol is audited, go use them, no worry. Instead, we open source our project, our protocol, and you ask the whole community to butcher it. And also, we're not going to just hit mainnet, right? We're going to hit mainnet alpha in the next week, where we would try to focus solely on the testing on the mainnet. So we're not going to go to knock on every door and say, hey, give me the money. No, we spend a month on mainnet solely for testing, and mainly for testing. And even after that, we're going to migrate the protocol parameters to the the best ones, not for testing but for operation. And we'll still keep the beta for another month. And then we after a month on testnet without any protocol problems, and 2 months through alpha and beta, we'll confidently say that okay, maybe it's now okay to commit bigger funds. I mean, our Teiki alpha logo is literally red, is because we have to be honest, right? Is I think shallow on unproven audits are very misleading and dangerous. And so yes, and we audit internally and publish reports, especially if we think about it, right? Helios is very young, but I can think that even younger. If the thing is still moving today, then how can we find qualified auditors that are very that know the language very well? And I mean, we don't even have a standard language for smart contract specifications on Cardano. Then and literally no automated tooling, formal verification or not. So it's sad. So I think we're going to do the hard way of open sourcing everything, be extremely transparent and discuss the protocol design with the whole community, and go through this 3 months of, we are not audited. Please discuss with us. Let's talk about, everything and get, to the.
You touch on, not to cut you off, but you touch on, excuse me, you touch on some good points that a lot of newcomers or new people in this space don't really realize, right? Haskell's a complex language. There's not a lot of auditors out there. And then you have things like TS and all these other sub-language that most auditors have no idea. So they could look at this code and be like, yeah, it's good to go. And then not all audits catch everything, right? Exactly. So people note things like, hey, we've been audited. We're safe. That's not technically, you need to go read that audit because there's risk assumptions in there. And that's the big thing. You need to, just because they're audited doesn't mean there's not risk assumptions. So you touch on a lot of good points there, and I love the open source, Jenny. And I know
because the open, no, because I'm just gonna say what you're saying. It's like, open sourcing. Like, to me, it's just magical because of that, right? You see all this amazing people building and contributing. You have this composability where it makes it so much easier in the end to start trusting, right? And we grow faster. If we have to depend on all these audits and expensive things that at the end, it's just not the same. Open source is the way to go. Yeah. And I love your guys' energy and what you do. And I check out your GitHub and I see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'm excited for crowdfunding to reach Cardano. It'll be a way for people like me to, help I'm not a builder, right? I can't go in and build Icon or build a D app. But what I can do is support the people that are building these open source tools to help further the ecosystem. And this sounds like a good way to maybe do that.
Yes. So, like, one of the things that you can do as a creator on the protocol is that the NicoBot AI will look around and say, hey, we have found similar projects that perhaps you can even collaborate with, or perhaps they're competitors, hopefully collaborators. So creators can find potential partners to do collabs with, and there's backers. Of course, you can search for tags. You can search open source as a tag, like, what are all the open source projects on Cardano? If you try to search that on Twitter, it's a shit show, especially with Elon Musk now. So good luck finding anything. But at least on Teiki, if it's a shit show, you can look at our open source code and tell us, it's a shit show here, please fix it. But anyway, aside from the simple indexing of all the projects on the protocol, one of the things that they're going to develop the AI is looking at user history. Like, you have backed projects like this in the past. We can recommend projects that you may be interested in. Last month, at the end of January, we open sourced the index so that all sorts of creators can do all sorts of things with that index, look at histories and backing histories and whatnot, integrate that with their Discord so people can make a Discord bot that, like, hey, you can basically subscribe and get announcements or feeds of the projects that you may be interested in. Tori joked with one of my comrades that, hey, I can make it so that anytime somebody makes a MILF tag project, you will be notified on Discord. You will get a Discord notification. Somebody just posted a new MILF project. So that may be, that's one use case of it.
I need that for the Berry channel for NAMI because, NAMI is an open source tool, but it's used by so many projects, and it doesn't really have customer service. We created a Discord just to help people to protect them from going to the wrong Discord server, since everybody's always looking for a Discord server, but we don't really have customer service, and it's a real pain. We could use something like that for that server to help us, because there are much scams and stuff. We should talk about that. I need something like that.
There's an additional layer when it comes to Nico's AI for what you put in your FAQ, your FAQs. there's extra stuff in the code that like looks specifically at the FAQ. So basically can say exactly as the FAQ instead of like mixing things up like Chat GPT, you know me, mix things up. But
I
Nico's
know. People use it thinking that it's all perfect, and you read through it, and you're like, this is so ChatGPT. It's like,
so there's a single source of truth with Nico. So if Nico sounds off when he answers a question about your project, maybe we can blame the creators for writing. No, this Grammarly as well. That's one of the things. Not everybody who posts on Cardano is a good copywriter or has English as a native language. So that's one of the things that Nico can do. Like, oh, hey, English is difficult for you? No problem. We have this. Or, hey, you can't. A lot of open source developers are not artists, So I know Tori mentioned like, oh, now it can make the banners and images for you and so on. Personally, one of the things that I find most fascinating about Teiki is that it can help not only the apps, find an audience and build a passive revenue stream in this recession, but also other people who have no experience on Cardano but want to create, but don't necessarily want to like ask for massive sums of money from the people who support them. This is where people might compare this to Patreon. One of my favorite use cases for Teiki, potential use cases, is say, there's a musician, independent band, who posts on Teiki, right? They might not want to charge like 1,000 ADA for one NFT, but they can still get all of their fans together, support them like, hey, thank you for backing me in this recession. I know you can't buy like 50 million albums or an album that is 500 ADA, but you're still backing me. I can give you coupons. You have the wallet addresses. You have the CSV that you can export and say like, hey, thanks. I will give you a 30% off my concert tickets. And another thing that is very important for artists, for musicians especially, but any sort of artist, I approach this from that perspective, is that usually marketing sucks. Marketing on Twitter sucks. Marketing online sucks. SEO sucks. You have to constantly remarket. If you're on Spotify, great. Spotify tells you, oh, you have 12,000 streams from Los Angeles. That could very well be only 600 people listening to the same song 20 times. Even if you knew that much, you still don't know who they are, how to contact them. But with the wallet addresses, they don't actually have to buy anything from you already. They connect with you directly. You can already start interfacing with them, talking with them, giving them, airdrops or exclusive things like behind the scenes makings of your music or things like that. It's very hard in this economy to be constantly spending on new things without getting like much value, or on constantly spending on marketing without knowing like, I don't know where my fans are. I don't know who my fans are. I don't contact them. With Takei, at least, oh, you know what? I have a wallet address. Oh, you know what? Here's my band, and they can drop me. Or I just want to back my band. Maybe I can't buy anything from them. It's liquid
Wills.
staking. Yes,
Hey, Wills.
sorry.
I just need you to wrap it up because we're running out of time here, and I don't want to disrespect my second.
I can finish now. I'm finished now, basically.
Well, I think Crex has a question, and then I'm going to let Takei wrap up, and then we'll move on.
Not a question, just a random statement. It was when you were mentioning ChatGPT and how sometimes it's recognizable to see that it's obviously ChatGPT. Me and one of my friends have done a couple little tests with that, and we've actually kind of caught ChatGPT plagiarizing articles already. So, be careful what you're going to do.
Absolutely. You can see the different quotes.
What AI is.
Yeah.
AI is just taking information that's out there, combining it together. So that's all AI is. That's all it's ever going to be. It's going to plagiarize things that are already out there.
Yeah, it's like hardcore Google, pretty much.
That's the legit concern. But I think for our use case, it's a little bit better in the sense that things are very well scoped. So it's going to answer questions based on all the information that the project creators fit the AI. So it's not going to, it's just totally offline, and with the context built by the project, with all the information already on Teiki, and so it's not going to gather random data online, to mix it with the data that the project already uses. And so I think it's kind of so in the context of using Nico as a ChatGPT V2, then it's going to end very badly, for the same reason with ChatGPT. But if we use Nico as an assistant to knowing the project, and and from the project point of view, to communicate the project with the community, then it's actually worked pretty well. And you can go and play with that with us on Discord server as well.
Yeah. Yeah, ChatGPT is just going to pull information from the internet, so it's just going to randomly plagiarize things and mash them together. And it's just how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. So, but this, I think, is totally different. But please give me a little wrap up. Anything else you want to get out there where people can find out more? The test net is still, I think, up, you said. So if they want to go give it a whirl, they want to think about maybe putting a project on your platform, how do they reach you, all that good information.
Yeah, so we're going to have we're going through a very aggressive timeline. So we have we introduce Nico in more detail tomorrow, the bug bounty for alpha on Thursday, and an incubator program for projects on Friday, then white paper, and then alpha launch very aggressively. So I think the sort of truth would be our Discord server. So Will's, the one everyone loves, is our community manager there. So just hop into the Discord server, and we can take things from there. It's going to be a very long and exciting journey, and we'd love to go with you guys.
And I'd like to make one suggestion. Do something other than just Discord, because I'll never join your Discord. I'll never do anything in Discord. So think about that. Because
some of us are like Discord out.
there's users out there that don't want to touch Discord. So I'm just, that's just me, and I'm sure there's other people like me. So just keep it in your.
I feel like it's seasonal.
We post everything on Twitter as well, and
There's another thing that we'd like to mention. There's a testnet bug bounty going on until the 16th, but also the alpha mainnet will have its own bug bounty. If you do want to participate in the bug bounty, you do have to submit the reports on our Discord. So
count me out.
Did you wait till it was done?
What NFT made it really hard for people to get into Discord, I think, after a while. That's what it is. I mean, it's very useful. I'm not gonna deny that. I used to love Discord. It's just, it's a problem with the NFT culture. I think
that's why my Discord is better than that.
That's what it is.
I guess we have both Twitter and Discord for the people who like.
But you're still limiting your audience. You need Medium articles. You need all that. But that's for a discussion that we can have offline.
Oh yeah, no, but they do have a lot of information outside of Discord. It's just the interactive part, I think, happens there.
Exactly. Yes.
I understand, and I know I'm very aware of what. I keep up with what these guys are doing, believe it or not. It's one of the projects I've been keeping my eyes on, because I am interested in helping fund projects. So it's one of the things that I've wanted to do on Cardano. So definitely something that I've kept an eye on. So
and I think Discord is much better than GitHub. So the engineers want to make GitHub the sort of truth and the hub for all communication, but that's probably worse.
Yeah, exactly. So again, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming. I look forward to finding out more information on the AI here in the next couple of days, and the mainnet coming up. It's exciting. I wish you the best of luck. If when it's all said and done, like in a month or two, and you're up and you're starting to move along, stop back and give us a 5-10 minute update. We'd appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you again for having us today. It's been a pleasure. Have a great Valentine's Day, guys.
Yep. Have a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's.
Happy Valentine's.
I think Epoch's ready to tell me how much he loves me, and he's going to give me the funds back that I lost on Celsius. Is that not true, Epoch?
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. The connection isn't that great here in my house with gigabit down.
Pulling a Lido, huh? I see.
Why don't you do
But
yeah.
the thing that I do, the way you like, I got you. So thank you everyone for joining the show. This is a great time to retweet and like this space. So if you click the chat bubble in the bottom right, go to the top, you can like and retweet the main tweet. That would help get more people in here for our next guest. It's always appreciated. And also, I'm here to tell you that you should be practicing safe delegation. You might be wondering what safe delegation is. I just made up that term 3 seconds ago. So if you don't know, you're fine. If you do know, then you're intuitive. And it means getting your ADA off exchanges and moving it to a private wallet that you have the passphrase for, and making sure that wallet is delegated to a pool that is producing blocks. So that way you will be securing the network, you'll be earning ADA rewards, and you won't have your ADA in a place that can be taken, i.e. exchanges. We believe a lot in self-custody in Cardano, and it's one of the major benefits. We also have liquid staking on Cardano, meaning that even though your funds are delegated, you can actually transact with that money. You can withdraw it, you can send it anywhere. It is not locked any amount of time at all. So these are all kind of benefits of using the Cardano ecosystem, and just wanted to say, everyone stay safe out there, and happy Valentine's Day.
Did you just say Seifu?
People. I love saying Seifu.
I didn't know.
It's the best. Other than GM, it's up there.
And with that being said, remember, we will be in Denver, Colorado, August 24th through 26th at Rare Evo. Get the early bird tickets on sale today at rareevo.io. I was going to ask Teiki if they were going to be at Rare Evo, and I forgot. But hopefully you guys think about doing
They're
some
still,
of those Cardano
they're still
events.
up here.
Yeah, I see them. Hopefully you guys think about doing some of those Cardano events. Rare Evo is a great option. Great networking place. So think about it.
We'll do our best, yes.
I'm going to let DaddyO introduce the next guest.
I'm not ready to introduce anyone.
You're not DaddyO.
Oh, my bad.
Who do you think you are, Epoch? I mean, have some respect. And please welcome Yolo Solos.
Sorry,
emojis, please.
I have to give Brian. It's Valentine's Day. This is how I'm expressing love for him.
Do you know what, Epoch? I have to say, you will love Gen Spaces. Like, you will love them because the witty humor, like the nerdy by nature, you need to pop in those spaces for sure. You will love it.
Anybody who is an engineer at NASA is definitely a nerd, and if they're not at nerdy by nature, they are wrong.
Well, you don't have to be a nerd, too. Basically, we try to make the topics broad enough so that anyone can participate, but the nerds might have a special fondness for it. And for those who do not know why we're calling Jenny DaddyO, it is because we had an impromptu dad joke tournament at the last Nerdy by Nature on Thursday, which Crex down there actually helped organize. It was impromptu in the space. We were trying to figure out what to do. So I give Crex credit for that. It was a tournament. Jenny told the best jokes. It was awesome. She has been crowned DaddyO, so I hope to hear more people calling her DaddyO. She did earn that title. I love it. I love that you won it. It's just... oh God, it's so good.
I hate to interrupt this amazing interview with Yolo Solos, but we need that DaddyO winning joke. Can Jen please tell us the DaddyO winning joke?
Oh, no. I can't take the spotlight like that. It's you know what? This is what happens. I butcher it so badly. I can't even do it. I can't do it. It came out the first time, and it's. I always butcher it. It's the English. I don't know what it is, but I can try.
Maybe in Spanish. So that I'll take it either way.
We're not going to get it, folks.
Sorry, no. I muted myself by mistake. Okay, I'm gonna try it. No, I can't do it in I can't do it in Spanish because I don't think it translates to Spanish. The problem is my pronunciation sucks. So, okay. but I'm going to try. Who was the builder of King Arthur's Round Table?
I don't know who.
Circumference.
Circumference.
And such a perfect joke for a nerdy space. So good.
Oh my God, I can't believe I said it. Like, I'm always
That's
laughing so
terrible.
hard that when I say I go circumference. I can't say it. Yeah. But
Oh man, that's great. Jen,
Thank you, Jenny.
It's great to we're going to take the spotlight off of DaddyO and put it on Jen for a moment. Jen, for those that don't know who you are, the creator of Yolo Solos, the head of Nerdy by Nature, please tell us about yourself and how you got to crypto and maybe Cardano.
Sure. So for those who don't know, I am Jen. I am the chick in the blue wig in the audience also. I put my personal PFP in here. That is for me on CNFT News, cosplaying as a Yolo Solo. I'm still like newer to the ecosystem than a lot of people. I've been in Cardano and crypto in general a little over a year now. The way I came to it is Rich and Kim and I had been running a business together since 2015, totally unrelated. And when COVID hit, that started not doing as well. And we decided to pivot into, like, Rich had been in crypto and kind of thought, there's something to this NFT thing. And we looked into it and we really liked all the practical applications of NFT with, concert tickets and music rights and gaming licenses and things like that. So that is how I got into crypto and how the very birth of Yolo Solos.
I hope that the mom of the baby of Yolo Solos didn't have to have a C-section. I'm still upset that I didn't catch any fish. I just want you to know that. But anyhow, tell me about the birth of Yolo Solos.
Yeah, so we were kind of all sitting around figuring out what we had in common, and there are four co-founders. Bruno is the fourth that I haven't mentioned yet, and we were kind of figuring out, what do we have in common? Because we have some, we're fairly diverse in our interests, and we decided we wanted to do something with an outdoor theme, because especially at the time when we conceived of this a little over a year ago now, there just wasn't a lot of that. And it's something like, I like gardening. Rich runs 100-mile races in the mountains, like literally. So it's like we're even within that, our interests are very diverse. We live in Colorado and Wyoming, so we really like hiking, things like that too. So that's how we settled on an outdoor theme. And then we thought, just in general, like, survival games are fun and can be educational too. So that's how we, and the, idea definitely helped to shaped itself over time a little bit. But we thought the competitive aspect would be interesting. But we decided we wanted to make it a little different than some survival games and have it just be totally the contestants are solo. That's what the solo part comes from. So the way it is right now, that being said, we're planning on adding social elements later, because there have been a lot of we'll tell someone about the projects, okay, well, how do I fight someone? It's oh, okay. People want PvP. That's fine. We'll add some ways for people to interact. Because,
I need to take over Jarhead's cabin.
yeah, exactly. People or guilds, kind of both sides of it. So that is something we plan to introduce down the road. But for now, they are solo, and that's how we came to it.
That's cool. It's a neat little play off of how we were all stuck in the house, right? And a lot of people went out and started doing outside activities for the first time. I'm an avid fisherman. Fishing license sales here in my state went up 30%. That year, which was great, because that obviously means more people were out doing outside activities. And that's why I'm so pissed off that I didn't catch a fish. And I even have a net, Jen. But tell me a little bit about the whole game, the art. Just give me the whole spiel.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, we are still minting for 35 ADA at YoloSolos.io. And we have a game that is playable now in alpha. You can go mint right now. What you're minting when you mint is a character in this game. You connect your wallet and the game loads. You get to like a choose your own adventure kind of screen. And just to give people an idea of what it looks like, it's kind of this like old school mix of like a choose your own adventure with some resource management elements coming. And yeah, the flavor mechanics are different, but we get compared to Oregon Trail just to give you kind of an idea of the style of it. So you're redirected to this choose your own adventure screen, and you can choose the activity you want to perform, like fishing, trapping, things like that. Now, Hero, I understand why the fishing hurts so badly. Knowing that you're a fisherman, now I understand why that's been so upsetting. But you got to keep trying. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm not going to complain anymore.
Okay. So you choose your activity. You choose one of the tools you're holding, or you can use your hands, and you choose where on a map you go. And then you just click an enter button. There is now, as of a few weeks ago, there is a 20% chance you will encounter a predator on your way to an event. And there's just some turn-based, like simple turn-based fight run combat. And the combat ends either if you run away, if you get the predator's health down to 0, or if you lose 12 hit points, because we don't want you to just flat out kill yourselves, because all of you guys know, basically no one backs down from the predators. So if we had not put that in place, I think we'd have solos at 0 health by now. And I actually pinned a couple things to the top. One is an overview video, and one is actually, is River Rock still here? Oh, he's not here anymore. Anyway, he posted like his daughter was playing the game, and she got like really excited when she took down a mountain lion. So I don't know, it's just a cute, like, made me smile ear to ear when I saw him post that. So there's a 20% chance you'll hit a predator, but regardless of what happens, you'll make it to what we call a survival report. And it will show you what happened, if you succeeded or failed. If you did succeed, you'll see some sort of prize, and your health and morale stats will be adjusted accordingly. And that is the state that it's in now. You can make these choices daily. If you don't make them, then our algorithm will choose what you do for you. You'll probably make more educated decisions because maybe you have a fishing skill. And so on average, you are likely to do better fishing. That helps your probability of success. Or you might want to use your fishing pole when you go fishing instead of your axe, because that will help your probability success. But you don't have to. We try to make this a very like casual, relaxed, like you don't have to put a lot of time into it. It's just a simple thing each day that, you know, you'll hopefully get a kick out of it and learn a little something. And for those who have Wild Tangs, we also partnered with Wild Tangs in December and basically brought like gaming utility to all of those holders, because although, you know, Tangs has tons of utility, like gaming wasn't a part of that. And that means is that with your Wild Tangs, you can also go on adventures, and you just need to connect your wallet just like you would with Yolo Solos. We pick up the Wild Tangs. The difference is that the Tangs doesn't have like decision-making access unless you also own Yolo Solos. But if you just want the passive entertainment or just want to like check it out, like definitely, and have Tangs, like definitely check it out. You can see what it looks like, and if it interests you. And I don't know, I can go into like down the road stuff too, but I've been speaking for a while.
Man, I'm still upset about the fish.
Come on, Hero. You do fishing in real life. You're good.
I had a net, Jenny.
Oh, that was like, I thought that you said you had a net in real life.
I do.
That's what I was.
Like,
Okay.
and just so everybody knows, I do catch and release. I do not keep any of the fish that I catch. So, because I don't want anybody DMing me telling me that I love fish. I like to catch them the next time I go out.
I love my Yolos. They're so ridiculous that I just freaking adore them. I suck at playing games, man. I forget, but when I do, I have so much fun. I really do. I think it's something for a lot of people, and they don't realize it. It's fun, especially when you add the whole community to it, the whole element, which I want to know more about that. How are you gonna like integrate the community to your site and all these adventures?
Yeah,
Besides,
so
what we do in spaces and stuff, which is like super, super cool, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, so right now, for those who don't know, yes, we host spaces twice a week. Nerdy by nature, the times are in my profile, but it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we do take bits of sometimes the stories or the topics from those spaces and incorporate them into the reports. So there are little like Easter eggs if about messages in a bottle or things like that. If you come to the spaces, you don't have to know, the inside jokes or anything though to appreciate it. And we do take community feedback really regularly on what people like or, what they want to see, things like that. It is very, we have an idea of what we want this to be, but it's also very much like it's for the community at the end of the day. And we don't have all of the answers. And sometimes we'll think, something would have been high in demand, but something else is coming up a lot instead. So if you have, if you play, if you're like, oh, did you guys think of this? Or I, wish this was this, or we are in alpha testing. So if you find any, bug, definitely reach out to me. So again, I'm Jen. I'm the one behind the Yolo Solos account. You can also join Discord, but you don't have to join Discord because I know not everyone is into Discord. But we do have, we're available in Discord basically all the time. And, we do have people telling stories there. But if you want to, get involved, follow us, have a say in kind of how this is developed, definitely follow us, come to our spaces, join our Discord. We're very community driven and our spaces aren't about crypto or NFTs. They're about personal experiences usually. So a lot of time, like today, it is your favorite or your fondest memory of traveling. And the reason we've themed it with that is because we're actually working on some just fun animation on our map screen on the the map section of our gameplay screen. And I can't wait. I don't have a sneak peek yet to show you guys, but it's going to be, I don't know. I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's just really silly and also a little bit 90s-esque. It'll remind you of something specific. But the updates that we're doing often inform are what the topics are that week. So if you just want to kind of get to know your community members better, if you have stories to share, if you just want to chill and listen, and be in a kind of a different kind of space, I definitely, we love to encourage people to to come and to share. But any way we can involve the community in our project, we definitely aim to.
I know you said that the whole inside jokes is not required, but I think they add element. That's why I want to see the whole community kind of what you do in those spaces integrated directly to it, so people that are not in those spaces can also feel part of it, because I think it adds to it. When you're reading those reports and you find those little things, it makes you feel more connected to it. So, feeding from it, maybe from AI, maybe a little AI that picks up the things the community says and just kind of in different places. I don't know. I just think it does add to it. It's just really cool. It's really cool. I dig it a lot.
So the first thing is get an off switch. Oh, never mind.
That's a great suggestion. But I was gonna say something and I forgot what the heck I was gonna say. Oh, Turbo. Do you know Turbo from he what were you saying?
From Deadlift?
No. I can't even, I didn't even think of that. I'm thinking about the Stellar game. What's it call it? Oh my God, like the
Stellar Hoods?
Stellar Hoods. Yeah,
Egon?
man. Yeah. He's a kind of like the master of our on-chain NFTs, right? You know him?
I know of him, but I don't think we've spoken before.
I think you should totally do something with him because I don't know. I would love to see the Stellar Hood connected to your Yolo Solos, and there's some really cool functionalities that he has with that, and it's super nerdy and fun and cool. And I think you guys will can do something cool together. I don't know why I get that feeling.
Yeah,
That
Turbo's
sounds
pretty
awesome.
good. He just added a rotating planet to his display in Cardano Station. And Cardano Station is very interested in the YOLO too, so I'm sure I'm going to be talking to you as well.
I'd love to talk.
I am a nerd, so I qualify for nerdy by nature.
That is awesome. Always love our nerds, but you don't have to be, we don't gatekeep. We don't, when we have nerdy topics, it's, favorite childhood movie is an example of, in one of the nerdy spaces that was a popular one. You don't have to know kind of details of, comics and things like that to be able to participate in the spaces.
Well, that's fine. I have some rare travel experiences to share too, so don't worry. I can also fill in that topic.
I think nerds come in many, many, many different forms, right? There's not one. And I had this debate with people a few years ago because there was a Facebook group called, I don't remember, something nerds, but there's all kinds of different styles of nerds, right? Movie nerds, comic nerds, computer nerds. I'm a gaming nerd. That's what I consider myself. So I'm a nerd. I'm just a gaming nerd.
I totally agree. Oh, go ahead.
Cholo nerd / stoner nerd.
You're a weed nerd.
Cholo nerd? Oh, dude, can you please mint that ADA handle?
I love that. And this is something we had a space, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago about the nerdiest thing about you, but I made a point to say, you can be a food nerd. You can be, I totally agree with what you're saying. It's just something that you are passionate about, that you know a lot about usually too, something that, but yeah, it doesn't have to be just comic books and games. So I agree with your definition of a nerd.
So what's next for Yolo Solos?
So what's next? So we are starting to accumulate experience points on the back end, which I have not talked about much. I kind of hinted at it in our tech trek last week. So every Wednesday we come out with what we call our tech trek, and I tweet that out and I post it in Discord, and that shows what we accomplished in the last week. So we're always keeping people up to date on what's finished every week. Sometimes it's something visual, sometimes it's not, but you have an idea of what we're working on. So with the XP, for example, you might, it's going to be skill specific. So say you went fishing, and if you succeeded at going fishing, you're going to get more experience than if you failed at fishing, but you'll still get a little bit of experience at fishing. So you can actually get better at some of these skills, which will help your probability in the long term. So that's, and there's kind of more of the leveling, but that's where we are starting to accumulate that on the back end to be able to implement some interesting kind of leveling systems. And we're also working on our inventory, because right now you will sometimes collect something or make something, but you're not holding on to it yet. Just because, again, step by step, we're We're working on implementing new features. So the inventory will lend itself to the resource management as well. And resource management comes in kind of a couple different forms. There will be shelter building, and there will be 3 different kinds of shelter, and those will help you in severe weather events, which will also be coming. We actually pull in weather now. We're just not like bubbling it up on the report yet. And then there'll be like tool crafting and things like that with resources that you gather. Those are all things being worked on like right now. Also this like kind of simple, silly animation. Well, it looks simple. The coding isn't simple, but like this animation on the map. And we're going to be expanding on the map as well. And that's being worked on right now. And then down the road, we'll be doing some NFT customization. We'll be introducing NPCs. Like we have very grand plans for it. We also have built this to scale and bring other projects in, and we're even being able to bring in projects cross-chain. So our goal kind of with the project is to make a gaming experience that's just casual and fun and easy. And if you're a gamer, you can get really into the details of gathering, getting enough food to store it, to then gather materials, to build a shelter, to protect you in weather. You know what I mean? You can kind of go down that road, or you can just have the algorithm, like look at it, just generate daily, and you can receive the experience more passively. So we're trying to make this like a really kind of game that's like easy to grok, I guess, as a nerd might say, but easy to understand, easy to onboard, and also, bring people in from different chains. Like we have a lot of like VeChain holders where, we were their first Cardano NFT, or second after Blockbones, because Flame was able to like get a lot of Cardano or VeChain people to open Cardano wallets, which is super cool. But yeah, we very much think kind of cross-chain is the future. And although we chose to build on Cardano and, have like a very high opinion of, the potential of Cardano, we don't want to close ourselves off and have to stay in this ecosystem instead. And I think as we bring other chains in, it, lifts up Cardano too. It's not, I don't think it dilutes from it. I think it kind of brings our profile up as a whole. So that's, I went on for a while, I guess, but that's kind of what we have planned in the future.
Which is a lot, right? So I guess founders never sleep. So congratulations on not sleeping. But I need to know, have you met, and he's not really my friend, but I'm going to call him my friend anyways, my friend Avatar Nick, and heard of CIP68. And Jenny obviously knows a lot about CIP68, but what Saturn is doing with how they're helping gamers kind of with leveling in that. Are you introducing CIP68 in the Yolo Solos? Have you looked into it? Do you know what that's about?
So I'm familiar very roughly with CIP68. I think that probably our couple guys who work on our tech will know more. Like, I think they know a lot more. So I'm definitely not the best one to talk about the knowledge of the team on that. But I am familiar. And was Saturn, were they on Cardano Over Coffee recently, or am I thinking of someone else?
No, you are correct. And you can find it on YouTube. Nice plug.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I heard them speak. And it sounded like what they were doing is really cool.
Yeah, just with the leveling and stuff that you were talking about, a lot of that can be done now through CIP68. And I know they're one of the tools that are being that are utilizing that, right? So
I think Equine is using CIP68 in their own way for their horses too.
And I'm sure a lot of people are going to use it in their own way, but there's things out there for gaming specifically that I see CIP68 extremely, extremely useful for, and your leveling thing, and your guys might be already on it. I'm just bringing it up because I think that's the future. I think NFTs, gaming and NFTs is the future, right? I think PFPs was the last. This is my own personal opinion. The bull run was PFPs last time. I think, and gaming was somewhat involved in Ethereum, kind of like the last NFTs when Crypto Kitties broke Ethereum. Yes, I was around for that. Anyhow.
But he says he's not
gaming's
doing migrations right now, but he probably will eventually as he gets more into it. But definitely look into it, girl.
The future. Yeah, I think that CIP68 changes everything for Cardano gaming NFTs. So
yeah, I'll definitely need to like kind of check in, and they probably know a lot more about it than what I've followed. But yeah, from what I've heard, you know, and I did hear like Saturn speak last week or whenever that was. But I don't know. There is kind of immense potential with that.
Anyhow, I think gaming NFTs are the next bull run in NFTs, in my own personal opinion. So hence the reason why I own a bunch of gaming stuff. So
yeah, I just agree. I think gaming is such a like clear application of NFTs, you know, and being able to customize your avatar, you know, add a hawk to your NFT and, you know, be able to take that around, or, you know, people again, like who are involved in other, you know, like Wild Tangs. It's like, okay, you minted a Wild Tangs and you love that. Now you have all this utility and you can play our game, you know? So kind of the cross project, you know, avatars and utility is, I mean, that's such a great, and, you know, gaming life. I mean, when you're minting a Yolo Solo, you're minting the NFT is a character, but you're essentially getting a gaming license, you know, and, you know, for the gamers, you get these, you know, that now if you buy a code on Epic or Steam, you know, or you buy a game on one of those, you get this code, but you can't transfer it to anyone. You know, you can't play it and then give it to someone else. And that's just not the case with NFTs, but it will be onboarding will be a challenge for sure. And that's why we've kind of created a casual game that doesn't, you know, require you to stake NFTs or manage tokens or, you know, anything like that. That's hard for a new person to understand, because we've just got to make it really, really simple and slick and easy to get people to use it. I think whatever it is, you know, whether it's us, whether it's something else, it's going to be something that's like simple and casual and straightforward that will, you know, crack kind of the market open a little bit to get more people onboarded into crypto through gaming.
Yeah, and I want to say that I love Yolo Solos. I've enjoyed playing it. There's like 4 games that I play on Cardano, and Yolo Solos is one of them. So thank you for taking up some of my bullshit time when I'm editing. I jump over and do these games. So like, I appreciate it's like my little mind break in between. Any last thing you want to get out to the crowd before we wrap up with your time?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the kind words. But just if you have any, I would just we love and appreciate support of any kind. If you have any interest in the game at all, again, we're minting at yolosolos.io for 35 ADA. You can just mint and play it right then. There's like a minute of downtime for us to recognize the new mint, but you can play basically immediately. Check it out, see if you like it. Spread some Valentine's Day love. Flowers will die, but a blockchain game license will last forever. So that's my Valentine's Day specific shill for it. But just, in general, we just really appreciate the support and the love, and would love to, for you guys to get involved in the project.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I think this is my first time of being in your space, Cardano Over Coffee, and yes, thank you for having me. Let me just introduce myself for people that don't know me. I'm so sorry. My name is Bamidre. I'm a mixed media artist from Nigeria. I deal with photograph, digital, and AI art. So from Nigeria, I'm in my 20s. My age, I'm in my 20s, and I love creativity a lot. So that is me. Lest I forget, I'm also a member of Scouts. I'm a Boy Scout in Nigeria, in which we help people. We do selfless service. So that is it. Thank you for having me. Just say I should be myself and up on his face. Today is Valentine, and I'm doing my own Val on Twitter Space. That is it. Thank you so much.
Excellent, man. I hope you have an amazing day.
Yes, I've enjoyed my day very well on Twitter Space. I've been upping on Twitter Space since the day because I've been in this space for a while now. I've been getting rug every time. Like my account got suspended many times, up to 7. So I got to keep coming back and keep pursuing my dreams, and that's all. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, 2:30 p.m. UTC till 4:30 p.m. UTC. You're more than welcome to come back. If you're working on some type of project, you're more than welcome to present it by going to our link tree and clicking on our schedule, and we'll interview you. But I just want to wrap up here with my friend Jen, Yolo Solos. Again, I want to say thank you for coming out. I hope you have a great day. I better catch a fish next time, or I'm coming after you, Jen. I know you will be at Rare Evo, so I better catch a fish.
Well, I hope between now and then you catch several fish. I would expect so, given that you have the option to go daily. So I have no worries that you'll be okay. Your solo will start catching fish, and they will gain experience doing so, and then get better over time. So you could be catching fish every single day by the
Are
time.
we gonna be interacting eventually and bringing each other into this like stories?
Yeah, that's actually a good, just quick point. So we passed over 50% minted last week or a couple weeks ago now. And we held a contest for whoever could write the best backstory. For Yolo Solo, and we're giving away a Wild Tangs, and we're also going to mint the story into the NFT metadata, and it's going to be added to our lore page, and it is going to have some sort of kind of permanent role in the game. And Tofinity won that. He had this like 11 tweet story with like custom Midjourney images for each one. It's really awesome. I have it posted somewhere. But that will be something that's recurring. Old Man in the Cabin, which is an inside joke from the Nerdy by Nature spaces. He will play a role in the game eventually. And kind of what I mentioned before, we'll have a way for solos to interact with each other and maybe even trade with each other is something we've talked about, but I haven't gone into too much because we haven't really talked through.
Yeah, like there's like this game on Discord that we used to play back in the day, in the early days of CNFTs. We used to spend a lot of time on Discord and play games. And there was a game that I remember we were like always hitting each other and taking each other's stuff. We had our things in our vault. And I feel like it could be cool, like if, like Hero catches a fish, but then Jenny takes it, kind of thing,
Well,
that specific example would be hilarious. But that's good to know. Like, and that's the type of thing we love, that feedback. So,
burn their cabin down.
Oh man, revenge. I mean, yeah.
But then invited Big Joe for dinner, and then he also got like health because he ate a fish, and then I got.
It's all possible. Like, we've built this to scale, to be able to support a whole lot. So these things are entirely possible, and yeah, love the ideas. And for anyone else, definitely like keep them coming. We look at, especially like the overlap of what people like want and suggest, and that kind of helps determine the priorities. So I love it.
Is there an astronaut YOLO?
What was that?
Is there an astronaut YOLO?
There is not.
That's
There
why
is not.
I wanna get you with Turbo, because you guys need to partner. Just like you partner with Tanks, you need to do something with him, because it will be so cool to integrate the whole system, like the whole like the whole thing that he has. It's freaking amazing. Like, and it's very interactive. You can totally partner with him and have utility and kind of cross worlds, because the people that are into that project will so be into this too. It's like the same crowd.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna. I made notes. Like, I am absolutely gonna look into that.
Yeah,
That
he's
sounds
a really
awesome.
cool dude. I would like to see that. It makes a lot of sense to be able to like integrate your solos like into this planet. It's so cool. Do you have one? Do you have a stellar hood?
I don't.
Oh shit! You're even familiar with it? I'm gonna school you on this shit, girl. I'll see you on WhatsApp.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like familiar with it, but haven't don't own any. So yeah, we will absolutely talk more about it, because I'm really interested, and we're always open to.
I'm excited now. No, I'm gonna show you this stuff. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
I can't wait.
So I would love to talk to Jen, but she's kind of cut into my last 20 minutes of banter time. Sorry, Jen, but I need to see if Epoch is alive, because he ate that can of butter earlier, and I just need to check on him real quick.
I'm alive and breathing.
Okay, good. See how talk real
That's so
slow.
nice of you.
I'm joking. Jen, I better catch fish today. I'm going fishing right now.
It's funny because I did one adventure on Yolo Solos, and I went to the fishing pond or lake or body of water that's contained, and I didn't get shit. So I don't know. Put me on the same list of hero that will get fine fish more probabilistically.
So each of the solos has a skill, and I wonder, so you should still be able to catch fish without the skill?
I had the fishing pole. Let me tell you.
Fishing pole. I mean, that's the tricky thing with probability. I don't know. It won't. I would be shocked if you went more than a few days without catching a fish, because even
unless you really suck.
Jen, you're not the one telling my family that they don't get fish today. Okay, I'll just get it tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm sorry. They might have to go hungry just one night. You'll get better over time, though.
I'll work on it. But thank you again for coming on the show and keeping us updated. It's great to see y'all's journey, and great to see all the collabs and stuff you're doing too. So good luck with the call with Jenny. And if you do need any stellar hoods, I am secretly in love with that project. So I have a lot of them. If you want one.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely Jenny and I, we're gonna talk after, and I'm gonna look into them more, because I'm familiar with it. But that's one problem with running your own project is I haven't spent as much time as I would love to getting involved in some of these other projects. So I appreciate the direction toward them, and I'm definitely gonna check it out. Oh, speaking of wallets, we do work on Flint on mobile. So I recommend using Flint, and it's just a really easy, simple mobile experience. So shout out Flint.
Once I find it, I'm moving it to my Flint mobile.
Thanks for listening to Cardano Over Coffee. We'd like to thank our guests, Teiki Network and Yolo Solos. We'll be in Denver, Colorado for Rare Evo on August 24th through the 26th. Tickets are on sale now at rareevo.io, and you can use coupon code COC10 for 10% off. We can't wait to see you in Colorado. Thanks for joining us, and remember to like, subscribe, and enter into our land grab giveaway for one Clayverse plot by sharing one of our videos on Twitter. Make sure that you tag Cardano Over Coffee, one entry per day, drawing on February 28th.